Hey everyone, this is Stephen Strond. I just want to say welcome to my channel, Cast Iron Cookware, where you can find information to help you better collect, restore, and use cast iron cookware. Today we are at the 2 Blue Hens in Fyffe, Alabama, and there's a couple of booths here that have cast iron in it, and I'm really excited to see what they've got. So let's go inside and check it out. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has chosen to purchase my seasoning product, Easy Beezy Cast Iron Seasoning. Your purchase of this product helps keep this channel going, and I just want to say thank you so much. Okay, here is the main booth that has the cast iron in this particular store. Got a nice little Dutch oven right there. We have a square skillet and lid. Quite a few little pieces here, which are really interesting. Stack of skillets. There's the Griswold. Another Griswold. Wagner, unmarked Wagner. Little chrome piece. Looks like a porcelain piece.
I usually buy.
Okay, we're going to pick up a couple of pieces and kind of share them with you. I suppose the first thing you're going to see when you get here is this little square skillet. And you can tell by the little basting dimples that it's a Lodge. Nice little piece right here. Let's see if we can get a good look at it straight on. And the back. It's an unmarked Lodge, but it's a really nice piece. This one actually belongs to the owner of the booth. He wanted just to bring it out and share it with us. He's not planning on selling it, but he's done a good job cleaning this up. I'm telling you, these things right here will tear your knuckles up. Now right here we have a nice little cornstick pan. Now this is a Wagner unmarked. It does have a little bit of marking on it. It has made in USA, and it has a little letter B and a dot. Now I don't know if, and it has another little B right here. I don't know if Wagner actually used the dots as a shift mark, but each one of these B's have a dot below it. Very possible that it's a first shift production, but I'm not really sure about that. But you see quite a few of these, and he's got $17 on it, which is a good price. And here we have the bottom for a chicken fryer, and this is another Lodge piece. And we see these quite a bit. And it's a scalloped bottom, which is pretty cool. It's a nice, interesting piece. Kind of a decorative take on the heat ring. He's got $19.99 on this one, which is not bad. He's got good prices on the ones I've seen so far. Doesn't have a lid, but you can run across one. It's got a little C right here, a little mold mark, which is really interesting. Good price. Now for you guys who like to collect the little ashtrays, here's a nice little set of ashtrays. And he's got $17 on it. And this one here is a Niforex. I'm not really sure. Get my, hold it up right there. It's got the little groove right here. A lot of people use these as spoon rest on their ovens. People don't smoke in the house very much nowadays, which is a good thing. I believe this one here is a BSR. He's got $3.99 on it, which is not bad at all. Just look at the front and then the back. What's really cool about BSR is they use that ridge a lot on almost all of their skillets, even their ashtray. Here's one advertisement piece. Esotane. And if you like advertisement pieces, he's got $4.99 on this one, which is not bad at all. And this one right here is just the coolest. We have a little hammered right here, which is cool as it can be. $7.99. He has got some good prices here. And he knows cast iron, but he's not overpricing his stuff. He's got good, decent prices. Still going with the small pieces. Here we have a favorite Wagner Ware, and it's an enameled piece. And this in here is going to be a hard to find piece. I don't think he's planning on selling this one. I think he's planning on keeping this one for himself. This is one that he just brought in to let me see. He would probably have $100 on this one if he was planning on selling it, because it is super, super hard to find. Now, if you like shiny, here we go. We have a Griswold, which everybody loves, the Griswold name. And here is a really nice shiny piece. This is about the condition you find them in. And we have swirls inside. I don't know if you can see them on the camera. Of course, some of the plating has came off, and that's usually what you find. Actually, this one is in a lot better shape than a lot of them that you do run across. It's a number 3. He's got $39.99 for a Griswold. Not a bad price, especially if you like shiny. We're going to follow the Griswold direction here. We have a number 8 smooth bottom, large block Griswold, and he's got $59.99 on this one. It's a nice piece if you like Griswold, and I do. I've got a few. I've got one just like this one, and $59.99 is a good price on this one. Continuing with the Griswold, I mentioned a while ago with the large block, here is a small block, and as a comparison, there we go, you can tell them apart. This is a small block, this is a large, and this is a cute little skillet right here. So number 3, Erie, PA. Let you get a good look at it. He's got $19.99 on this one, which is not bad at all. Sorry. Nice cooking surface. There you go. If you're looking for that number 3, and if you notice, some of the styles are a little different. This one right here is going to have a little more of a Wagner shaped handle in comparison to this one. There is a little difference right there. Different companies were acquiring other companies, and Griswold was acquired by Wagner. Wagner and Griswold have been around for a long time. Of course, they're both out of business now, but there was a big buyout and a lot of things going on, and that's why you see the merger of these handles. Here's another little number 3, pretty much the same exact piece, same price, $19.99, which is really nice. I really like number 3s. I've got a pile of them. Here's a piece right here. It's a Wagner Ware, and usually we see these unmarked, and we'll see the lettering without the Wagner at the top. They would butter over these. They would sell them as a less expensive version. Now this one right here is beautiful. Take a look at these swirls. The light is kind of working against us. Oh yeah, there we go. I like swirls. This was done in the factory. And this one right here, he has $27.99 on it. Definitely worth it. Really, really good price. You don't really go into a place where there's a lot of cast iron and the prices be this decent. Usually if somebody has a lot of cast iron, they know what they've got, and they get it priced right up there to the very limits. Now a lot of them will bargain with you and bundle and take less, but right off the bat, so far everything I've seen has been good prices. Now I mentioned earlier the unmarked Wagners that would have the lettering at the bottom without the Wagner at the top. And this is a kind of a newer, if you look at the handle, the type of handle, that was what I was saying about the Griswold earlier, how the Griswold had the same type of handle. There we go. Let's see if we can put these two together. Pretty much identical. That's why I'm saying the later Griswolds will look like the Wagners of the same era. Now this one right here has the milled swirl pattern inside there too. can't hardly see it on the camera, but it's really nice. A little number 5 right here, $11.99. Wow, not bad at all. This is what you pay for these when they're all rusty and cruddy. This is nice, clean, ready to go. Really surprising. When we get ready to leave, I'll probably show you the pieces I'm taking with me. Okay, a while ago we had a Wagner Ware unmarked cornstick pan, just like this one. And I'm going to get it back here in a minute, and we'll put them side by side and compare them. And this one right here, he's got $19.99 on it, which is really good. And of course we have the nice Wagner logo. Now, people like logos, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have a collection of nice Griswolds, but when it comes down to using, the unmarked pieces will perform just as good as the marked pieces. Chances are they were made at pretty much the same time. They just buttered over the Wagner Ware and sold the unmarked piece at a lesser price. They got a premium for these. And something really cool, when you have 2 pieces of cornstick pans, they match up, especially if they're the same maker. I like to fill the bottoms up completely full and overfill them just a little bit and sandwich them together and make full corn ears. Now, they're a little hard to get apart because they're heavy, but it's a lot of fun. The difference in the price for the unmarked and the marked piece, he's got $9.99 on the unmarked and he's got $19.99 on the marked. And that's about right. The value is more on the marked pieces, but the unmarked pieces are nice to have as great users. Now, when you're looking at unmarked pieces, a lot of times people will just put unmarked on them. This is an unmarked piece, but it's a single notch lodge. And he's got $14.99 on this one, and it is a number 5 single notch lodge, or 1 notch. We just have the notch at 12 o'clock. We don't have one at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock. This is a little older. And right here we have the 2 little hash marks, which I believe are shift notations. I mean, I could possibly be wrong. The single notch is an older piece. Then you later on will see the 3 notch and then the ones that say SK. Earlier you had some that had no notch at all. And this is $14.99, which is a great price. I see I'm going to be walking out of here with less money. Now, I've never seen one of these. It looks, see what it says on here, see if this will help me out some. Cast iron garlic roaster. And that is cool. It looks like a garlic clove, but just really large. With a nice little handle. I don't know who the maker is. It doesn't say. The only marking it has is a little bitty 2 right here. And I like it. He's got $4.99 on this one, and it is so cool. And you can see where it was poured. There's where the gate was at, and they ground the gate off. That is just about as cool as it can be. $5. Awesome. For you guys who love Dutch ovens, right here. And one thing I like about these right here is these little curly handles. They've got them on some of the Wagners and the Lodge, where it'll just hold up by itself. It's like it just supports it. Of course, you can't fold it this way. It'll only fold down one way. But this one right here is a Lodge, and he's got $34.99 on it. There are those knuckle busters again. And it's a number 8. And there is a nice bonus here. This one actually has a trivet. Of course, it's a Lodge trivet that makes it, to me, a little more valuable having this in there with it. At $34.99, this is a great price. It looks really good. It looks like it's been cleaned and coated one time. It's a smooth bottom. It has a little 8 on the bottom, and it looks like it sets flat. But this is a nice piece. Looks really good. If I didn't have a dozen Dutch ovens, I'd like to take this one with me. Now, here's a cute little piece right here. Of course, it's not an antique piece, and I'm not really sure what this is for. It looks like a honey pot, but I'm not really sure, and it's cute as it can be. $9.99 for it. Wow, great price. I know it's not vintage, it's not antique, but it is. How cool is that? This is actually listed as an oval skillet, and here we have OS. Now Lodge started making theirs with little denotations like oval skillet, SK for skillet, or DO for Dutch oven, and this is definitely a Lodge. I think my Spanish friends call these camels or camels. You'll see these a lot in the Spanish restaurants, and they get a lot of use. And this would be great for making fajitas. $17.99. This is a John Wright piece. Now, John Wright made a lot of pieces. You know, there's tons of them out there of all different kinds, all different styles. $14.99. That is really cool. And right here we have another John Wright piece. It is a Snowman Mold. He has $14.99 on it. This is great for Christmas cookies. There's people that collects John Wright, but I'm telling you, if you're going to try to collect John Wright, you're going to have a lot of pieces. And there's one piece that I saved in this booth till last because it is really cool. And here we go. This is a Chicago hardware foundry. Usually when people see the diamond, I've even seen some Canadian pieces with a diamond, but it's usually turned the other direction. Now, there's not a lot known about Chicago Hardware Foundry because they burned down. There was a lot of issues when they were in business. I think there was a strike. The place burned down. They believe it was probably arson. I mean, so there's not a whole lot of history left on these. But this little piece right here is really nice. It's got the drip basters that are circular, and the inside looks really, really good. I mean, you can just tell by the sheen, that is just as slick as glass. He's got $49.99 on this one, and I'm telling you what, it is well worth it. Now, I don't do a lot of talking about these because I don't know much about these, but there are people that collects these, and I'm sure there are a lot of you guys on my channel who collects these. This is a Griswold, and it's a damper. And I'm thinking these went in the stovepipe and you was able to turn to let more air out or in, or let more exhaust out, which caused more air to come in, and it raised your temperature on your stove. And he's got $10 on this one, and it's a Griswold 6-inch. Says New American. Now, here's another Griswold 7-inch. He's got $7.99 on this one. I would like to know just how many of you guys collect these. I don't have any right now, but I see a lot of people showing them on the Facebooks, and some people have really huge collections of these. Going on down to the 5-inch is another Griswold, and he's got $10.99 on this one. And last but not least, I didn't even know they made them this small. Here we got a 3-inch. And he's got $9.99 on this one. And it is like in perfect shape. I didn't know they made them that small. Very, very cool. Now, I have people asking me about pieces like this all of the time. It's not quite big enough for a hog killing, but I'm telling you, he's got $24.99 on this one. I thought maybe it was a gate mark piece. It felt like it on the bottom. It's a 3-legged kettle, which is cool as can be. It's got a really long bell. Okay, we got one more piece here in this booth. This is kind of a newer piece, and he's got $14.99 on this one. If my sister was here, she'd want this one. Here we got a Lodge. This is a nice big skillet. Got the helper handle. Now, it doesn't have the Lodge name on the handle, so it's a little bit older. It's not really old. It's got the heat ring that is a groove instead of an actual protruding heat ring. There's the handle. It's a great price on this piece. These are really handy. The helper handle was one of the best ideas they ever come out with, I'm telling you. A cool booth right here. Got the saw across the top. I like it. We have a newer lodge, just like the one we had earlier, but a little bit smaller. It's got the helper handle, and this one here actually has the lodge written across the helper handle. So it's a little bit newer. And he's got $15 on it, and it's really, really a good price. Now here's another newer lodge, and this is kind of on the 3-notch. We have one at 3 o'clock, another one at 9 o'clock right here, and at 12. These are not real deep. This is a newer piece. You can tell by the rough finish. It has the made in USA here as well, and the 10 SK for skillet and 10-inch. It's a little bit rough. It's not been milled, but I'm telling you what, $15 is a great price. I'm trying to show the notable pieces and kind of what to look for. And here's $12. Now you see a piece like this, really, really heavy. This one right here was made for smelting lead or some other soft metal. And these you don't want to put in your lye tank or put in your electrolysis tank. And that's probably why it looks rough, is he didn't want to take a chance of contaminating his other pieces. Now this one right here, he's got $12 on it, which is not a bad price, but this is not what you want to cook food in. This was for some kind of industrial process. I would test it for lead if I was going to clean it up. I would clean it up by itself in a lye tank by itself, take the rust off with a vinegar bath by itself, discard the liquid, and then do a lead test before I went any further. But just wanted to share this with you. Doesn't have a maker mark, so I don't know who made it, but just want to pass that knowledge along. And if you do have a piece that is suspect of lead contamination, you can get the lead test kits, the 3M version. You can get them at Lowe's or any of the big box hardware stores. All of your paint stores will have lead test kits because people would have to test for lead in the paint before they remove it on the old houses. But there are tricks to making the lead test kits go further. But you can take Q-tips and you can put a drop on the Q-tip and test, and you can get more tests out of one kit. So it'll save a little money. So if you spend $15 for a test kit and you got, say, 3 vials in it, you could probably test about 15 or 20 pieces if you wanted to. So just bear that in mind. You don't want to take a chance with lead because it is not good for you. Here's a piece that I don't remember picking up in the other booth, but it is a number 5 Red Mountain Birmingham stove and range. Of course, we have the ridge here, the teardrop hanger hole, and he's got $9.98 on this one, which is a really good price. Now it does have a few scratches on the back, but those would season right over without an issue at all. This is the perfect size pan for a couple for cornbread. Just the right size. Now here we have a Lodge combo set. Now we have a lip on the lid. Now it doesn't connect like the old combos, but you can use the lid as a skillet. Of course, you can use it as a Dutch oven. And you can also use it this way to bake bread. And it's a really interesting piece. I've seen the combo sets. I'm not a combo cook or collector because some of those older ones have 3, 4, and 5 pieces, and I'm telling you, to get a complete combo set is a job. But he's got $25 on this one, which is really nice. You'll pay that for a good skillet, but you get 3-in-1 on this one, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. And if you're ever in the Fyffe Alabama area, come by this place, the 2 Blue Hens. I believe you really will be happy. You won't be disappointed at all because the prices are really good. And there's a good bit of cast iron here. Well, some of it's going home with me, so you might miss out on a few of those pieces. I also want to say thank you to the ladies here at the 2 Blue Hens for letting me come and film. I appreciate you so much. I just want to say thank you to Michael Roberts for inviting me to this place, letting me know about it, and coming down here and checking out his booth. I just want to say hi to Aiden Weldon. He's a young picker and he's got a few pieces here he showed me, and he's really getting into cast iron. And we want to get the young people involved in this because we're not going to be here and we need somebody to pass this stuff along to. Okay, for everybody who's wondering what pieces that I took home with me, here they are. First of all, I took home this little garlic roaster. I'm really curious about how it works. I'm sure it'll season up really nicely, and we'll be trying it out hopefully on a video in the future. Secondly, I brought this little Dutch oven home, and hopefully I'll find a lid for it. I'm going to clean it up. Probably going to use a little bit of Barkeeper's Friend on this one right here. If you know me, I'm a sucker for number 3s, and I don't have a small logo number 3. So I picked this one right here and carried it home with me. Of course, it has more of the Wagner style handle, and I picked up its big brother, the number 5. I got this one from our little picker, and I'm telling you what, I'm really excited to see somebody young getting involved in this. Has a little bit of pitting on the inside, but I really like it. I also picked up this little number 5 1-notch lodge. It's got a few issues. I couldn't remember if I had a single notch number 5 or not. I may not. I had to check, but I didn't want to take a chance if I didn't have one. And probably the coolest piece of the whole bunch is this little 1-notch number 8. And it's got a raised 8, and it's a 1-notch lodge. He was asking $24.95 for it. And the cool thing about this one is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's a ghost arc logo. The light has to be just right, but there's a lodge arc right here, and it's a ghost mark. What it is, it was an arc logo piece, but they buttered over it and made an economy piece out of it. Or they used the mold when they started the 1-notch and they buttered over it. And it's got a raised 8 right here. Now it has a little bit of wobble. It's not a spinner, but it's got some wobble, but it's a nice piece. I didn't have one, and I thought it was really, really cool. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I promise I'll keep more of them coming. You can also follow Cast Iron Cookware on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you'd like to receive emails, now I try to send one out once a month, and I'm telling you, I'm not so regular with it, but I will send one out eventually, talking about things, to do with this channel and just cast iron in general that I don't get to share on the videos. So you can sign up for that as well. And we have a Facebook group called Cast Iron Cookware, and it's full of people who love cast iron, love connecting and sharing with other people who love cast iron. So check that out. I will leave a link to all of these sites in the video description. So check out the video description. There's things in there you might be interested in. And I just want to say I appreciate you so much for watching Cast Iron Cookware. Before you go, I just want to share something with you really quickly. In Psalms chapter 91, verse 1 through 7, it says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say unto the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. This truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noontime. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee." I just want to say, share the word and be a blessing.